Hey everyone, my name is Mason Bleasdell, your Austin area real estate agent. And today I wanted to make this video to talk about a topic that I'm asked questions about all the time, whether it's people who've been considering buying for the past couple of years and been priced out, people who read the news and all the things going on globally around us. And today I kind of wanted to make a quick video addressing the topic. One thing that everyone is talking about, obviously, is financially interest rates. Obviously, they are going up pretty significantly and very, very quickly. And of course, the Fed, who controls the money flow in the United States, is raising rates to really curb the massive inflation that we've had over the past 2 years, coming out of COVID and all of the different just wars and times around us. Now, because of that, that obviously has a dramatic effect on real estate. A huge percentage of the population of the US purchases a home with a mortgage. And obviously, the government has a vested interest in insuring a lot of mortgages. Anyways, these things are very intertwined with each other. So, the biggest question I'm asked right now is, should I buy a house in 2022? Come on, we're almost to the end of October. About 6 months ago, we would be having a completely different conversation. Since then, interest rates have doubled in a lot of cases, and housing in general across the country, not just here in Austin, has gone up significantly in price. Obviously, Texas having one of the highest property tax rates in the country also makes a big difference. Taxes have gone up in general, some places even more than 30%. That makes a huge impact on affordability. So, price increases going up across the board about 30% here in Austin, taxes going up by about that same amount, and interest rates doubling. I mean, that is a perfect storm of the three different factors that have to do with affordability of a home. Now, all of those things said, that has had a dramatic effect on the real estate market. Over the past few months, we've seen a huge increase of inventory. During the pandemic, we saw inventory as low as about 4,000 homes on the entire Austin MLS, which is almost unheard of. We're currently sitting above 12,000. Just to give you perspective, I mean, it's 4x what we used to have. The average days on market for a sold home is well above 30 at the current moment. The average days on market for active homes is over 100. The shift in the market, I mean, we've come up about 4.5 months of supply from our low of just a few weeks, which was crazy, meaning that if no new homes were listed, of course, that's how long it would take to sell all of them at the current rate. This has made a dramatic difference in buying. A lot of prices have come down. The average sales price in Austin has come down quite a bit, almost 15% in the past few months. That gives a huge advantage to buyers, obviously, as this continues to even out. The other benefit is, with that decrease in competition, you've got more advantage as a buyer to negotiate for seller paid closing costs. We can negotiate the seller to help buy down your interest rate. If you're qualifying in the 6% range, you can throw a couple percentage points at that loan and get your interest rate down significantly, which of course will bring your monthly payments down significantly. You can have inspections again. You can not have to waive an appraisal. So if the bank appraisal comes back lower than the offer price, you're protected in that case. Of course, inspections and repairs are back. Just a whole lot of different advantages are back to us that we didn't have before. All of those things said, should you buy a house in 2022? The answer to that is, it really just depends. I think I would personally recommend anyone purchase if they are thinking about making a long-term commitment to a house. As a real estate agent, I've had lots of people, buying what they would assume to be their forever house, to then, of course, be there for a couple years and something in life changes and brings you on to your next one. Obviously, that happens. It's life. We can't predict what's going to happen. But if you're going to be considering buying a house in today's market, I would not suggest purchasing a home if you think you're going to move, or the plan is to move, within the next 5 years. I think that is a safe bet. There's a lot of question as to where values will go. My personal opinion is that they've taken the biggest hit that they're going to for the time being. So if you're looking 5 years down the road, Historically, real estate appreciates pretty consistently. I think probably by that 5-year mark, it'll have appreciated enough to where it could justify the costs of buying and then, of course, going to sell. My honest opinion, if you're going to buy and you think you'll only be there for 2 years, I would rent. That's my honest opinion here in the Austin market. Unless, of course, you want to buy that home and turn that into an investment for your future and then rent it out once you've moved on to your next one. That's my personal advice. There are a lot of advantages. If you are shorter on cash, there are a lot of good down payment assistance programs. We can get seller paid closing costs. All these things will give you an advantage that we haven't had over the last several years. And of course, too, one thing to think about. Right now, there is a lot of uncertainty because the buyer pool has shrunk so much. We have all these opportunities. As soon as market confidence comes back, as soon as interest rates level out, which they will, the Fed is going to raise interest rates to curb inflation. But once it's been set, they're going to trickle back down to a happy medium, to a place we saw pre-COVID. And a lot of buyer confidence will come back. People will be able to afford a little bit more, and a whole new slew of buyers are going to enter the market. Well, what does that do? Obviously, that drives demand up, and with demand up comes prices. Buying now gives you a pretty significant advantage over that. You don't really have to deal with that as a problem, and you always have the opportunity to refinance. It is not very expensive to do later on in the time frame. 2-3 years when interest rates drop, maybe even next summer. Predictions are all over the board. Obviously, we can't predict the future. And after what we've seen for the last 2 years, I'm definitely not going to try. Anyhow, my other suggestion would be to you, if you're thinking about buying, take advantage of the opportunities we have right now. The market has shifted beyond what it was pre-COVID. Austin market historically is very strong, much stronger than a lot of the other ones around the country. And we typically have a very strong seller's market. But with all this uncertainty comes a whole lot of people who do need to move. And you can take advantage of some really good deals that are to be had out there. Again, we can negotiate on houses. Prices have come down a bit. Taking advantage of that opportunity while we have it here, because we can't predict the future, is going to be a good one. There are dozens of employers moving people here all the time. Demand has always been strong and will continue to be. Obviously, there's a lot of very talked about large companies like Samsung that are moving here to the Austin area. As soon as those plants open and construction begins, that's going to bring a whole new series of buyers out this direction. Anyhow, financially, I would encourage, look at buying now. Once you find the right house, because we have more inventory, because we have more time, because it's a slower market, get the right one. Get a good real estate agent that's willing to wait a few months and not pressure you into buying something. Really find the right home. Don't miss the opportunity for that right home. If that's going to be the base for you and your family for a while, that's really, really important. Get the right home that works for you. As long as you think you'll be there for 5 years or so, it does seem like it's a really good time to buy with a lot of really cool opportunities and houses to choose from. That's my 2 cents. One last little note, obviously I do talk to a whole lot of mortgage lenders, both in the residential and the commercial space. Ironically, it's interesting how disconnected those two are. One really doesn't seem to be affected by the same things that the other does. But interest rates, we're coming here at the end of October currently. Interest rates are expected to go up again by the end of the year. Take advantage of the low rates while we have them. Obviously, when you're signing up for a 30-year mortgage loan, that is a lot of time and a lot of interest. You do, of course, have the opportunity to refinance in the future. But in the meantime, we don't know how long that future is out. It is a good opportunity to go ahead and purchase. Interest rates are only expected to go up. More than likely, they will have curbed inflation enough by next spring, next summer to kind of creep them back down, but it will not be a huge drop very, very quickly. It will just take time. They've got to control the market. Anyways, I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you will, please like and subscribe. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'd be really curious to hear from people, not just in Austin, but from a buyer's perspective. Obviously helps me out a ton. Keep these posted for future ones to come. I'm going to be making a lot of episodes on common topics that I'm asked about, just like this one, coming very soon. Anyhow, take care. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.